welcome to MGP557. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Oh,
Hello.
it's
Hi.
weird, Pabby. We've reached a moment of unpleasantness that I've never experienced before.
I know.
This is now the longest. I guess actually it's not true because COVID happened. COVID aside, this is the longest I've gone without seeing your face since I've known you. Having gone to Comic-Con and you not be there.
Yeah.
Aw.
It is
Shame,
now,
isn't
I have
it?
not seen you since the end of October and it is now June.
Do you know what I
And-
noticed, Kev and Anna?
That it was
and
much
Pab?
worse without Pab there.
Well, you and I got on a lot better.
Oh, I had no choice.
I feel like you were really nice to me
there was-
without Pab there.
There was no one to show off to.
Yeah, I feel like I was sat there, Kev appeared behind me. I mean, he was being cheeky. He did try and see how many
I
chairs
did
he
try
could
and take
move.
the chairs away from around you. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
how I
but-
didn't say hello. I just approached him from behind and started moving chairs.
But then once I'd
I see.
clocked him, like the moment one chair moved, I asked what he was doing, and he seemed delighted with himself, and he was in such a happy mood, and we walked around, and he was just joyful, and I thought,
I was having a lovely time. I'd already done 2 laps.
Pab
I've
makes this
never
boy
done
nasty.
laps of Comic-Con so quickly
That
without
Pab-
other people. As much as it was, I'm desperately upset not to have Pab there, but not having anyone else there with me, it's so much quicker and
Thanks,
efficient
Kev.
to get round. No, but just going to the bits that interest me, not having to stop at all the stuff that I don't care
Not
about.
having to walk around
I-
with someone disabled.
Mm.
I did a lap of the whole place in probably 15 minutes. And I don't think it was particularly smaller than it has been previously.
No.
But I only looked at like 5 stalls. I don't care about most of it in there. I was just beeline for Lego and Funkos and computer games. Sheepdog tries to tell me there was wrestling in there, but he's a liar. We looked around the whole
Oh,
thing, looking
mate.
at the wrestling, and it just wasn't there.
That worries me, right? Because after I walked around with you, so basically I walked around it on my own, and I sent Pab a picture of the Tintin stall, and I was going to send Kev a picture of the wrestling stall, and then thought to myself, no, I won't spoil it. He'll walk around and he'll be excited when he sees
Especially
that.
because it's not been there for like 6 years. So
And
it would be
then-
difficult to get a picture of it.
I walked around with him and it wasn't there. I then walked around with my friend's partner and it wasn't there. And I walked around the event about 4 more times that weekend on my own and it wasn't there.
Yeah, it
And
was
I-
never there.
I promise you, on my life, there was a stall absolutely covered with wrestling belts.
So
And
where did it go?
I said to my friend's partner, I need to go and find out the name of the stall and then find them on social media because I guarantee they're going to be like, sorry, we had to leave the event early, everyone. It was
Yeah, they must have like packed up and gone home by Friday lunchtime because I got in there at like 1 o'clock and I never saw it.
It was absurd. I genuinely felt like I was losing my mind, but I
I was
saw
looking
him.
forward to seeing the man dressed as the Undertaker who always used to be there and hasn't been there for. I mean, he's pre-COVID. That was the last time he was there. I was very much looking forward to seeing him, but no, nothing. You're just a liar. You're making stuff up now for attention.
Maybe some wealthy wrestling fan just happened to turn up and buy
out the entire stall,
Yeah.
but then be like, oh, but don't worry, I've got a different stall to put in its place. Because there wasn't a big gap where a wrestling stall used to be anywhere in the hall either.
Well, maybe they were having a big wrestling match nearby and they needed all the wrestling related stuff, but all that was left was like hats and gloves and stuff, and we just didn't notice them.
I just think you've lost your mind.
Well, I think I've lost my mind because I looked for that so many times while I was there to just prove the point and prove I wasn't going crazy. And do you know what? So this is the first Comic-Con where I didn't actually get myself anything at all. And I don't think it was because there was anything missing or it wasn't. You know, it was a really good con. I had a great time.
Because you
Really
spent
enjoyed
3
myself.
days shilling Kickstarters. You didn't have time to buy anything.
Well, I feel like, yeah, probably that. And also, I think I just spent the whole time either looking for the Kate Sith Final Fantasy VII toy for my son, which was just nowhere. And I was really expecting there to be some like knockoff plushie shop there, but there wasn't. And it doesn't exist on the internet either. Like no one's made a knockoff of this cat. And then once we'd established that the wrestling place didn't exist, I just spent the whole time wandering around wondering what the hell I actually saw and how that works. I think I was in a bit of a daze, but I only went the Friday and the Sunday, and yeah, I was just lost. I was very confused. I didn't buy anything though because I don't know, nothing really grabbed me. I feel like all the comics I'm aware of, I've already got. I don't have a
Interestingly, there were actually some comics there this time. Which there hadn't
Traveling
been
Man was there.
the last couple of Comic Cons. I've been quite critical of the fact that there was no comics there, and it was basically just manga con. But they did have a few comics. It still wasn't as many as would have been there 7 or 8 years ago. But you could actually go in there and buy a comic book this time, which was a lovely little novelty at a Comic Con.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be a novelty though. It's Comic Con.
Yeah, but
it's in the name.
Unfortunately, people who are into comics are like us, and we're not the target market for Comic Con anymore. They're not looking for fat old bespectacled 40-something.
But
blokes.
we have disposable income.
The only fat old bespectacled 40-something blokes are in there, are the sleazy photographers who follow all the half-naked girls around. There was
a lot of older men, weren't there? That was a bit
Oh,
weird.
God, there was one point with one of these sleazy photographers where I just saw a guy lean down, take a picture of someone's kid, and then just walk off before the parents saw it. It's like, oh, God, you're just taking a picture of kids in it. That's even worse. I'd like to think they were, that was the dad of the kid, and he was just looking for another angle. But yeah, there was so many weird photographer guys with their big camera bags and their big flashes, just stopping the girls that they fancy to take pictures of them.
Wow.
And it is the worst thing about Comic-Con.
I was up in the creative
just don't
bit,
let
and there was
people in with a massive camera.
Older than you, sat with a bunch of
Most people there are older than me, Sheepdog. I'm a young man.
Might have been their dad, but it was like, yeah, it was a similar situation to what you just described. And I remember thinking, like, it's just odd. But again, I hope he's their dad. That's the only way it'll be acceptable.
Yeah.
Never
But
know.
it was a strange one, because I only went in on the Friday, got there Friday lunchtime, did 2 or 3 hours doing a couple of laps, made a couple of TikToks, then did a couple of panels, came home and didn't think of it again. It was the quickest Comic-Con trip I've ever done. And weirdly, I said this to Anna when I got back on Friday night, I feel like I've been. I feel like I've got as much out of it as I normally do. I didn't go jam shopping. I'm a little bit worried Fortnum and Mason are going to go out of business because no one's bought their May stock of jam, which is a little bit.
You can get it online.
A little bit of a worry. It's not the same, Anna. If you don't, if it's the part of the joy of buying jam from Fortnum and Mason is going in there worried that you're going to get told off because you're asking for rose jam in the wrong season. You need that little bit of jeopardy from the snootiness in there.
I think Pab has learnt that not to ask for that because it's not the right.
I bet he hasn't. I bet he still doesn't know which one's the right season for rose jam.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you which one's which Comic Con I should be asking for.
It's a worry because we only go twice a year, and it's a worry both times because we don't know which one is rose season.
I think I'm going to have a pretty healthy June, not having Fortnum and Mason marmalade on my Weetabix every morning for a month. You've probably done me a bit of a favour by not taking us there.
Weetabix and marmalade is a great thing. Now, I bet you ruin it with milk, though, like a perv. Everyone knows. Weetabix, butter, marmalade, eat it like toast.
I've been home alone since Sunday, and I bought a 4-pinter of milk Monday morning, and I finished it last night. And I was like, bloody hell, I've been ranting at the kids for drinking all the milk all this time, and it turns out I'm smashing 4 pints every 2 days. It's my bones
just in all the tea
you
drink. You do drink tea by the pint. That's where all the milk's going, I imagine.
Oh yeah, I mean I have a pint of tea like every hour and a half. It
doesn't take long for you to rinse through it. But yeah, Comic-Con was super duper. I was walking around it thinking, because obviously in October it joins forces with EGX, and I was wandering around it thinking, well, this Comic-Con isn't any smaller than it normally is. I wonder what the plan is. Are they going to have an extra hall with EGX in? Or are we sacrificing some of this and we're just going to stick it all into 2 halls? Because I was wandering around and there's nowhere there, obviously, you could fit it in. So I can only assume. I remember reading on one of the press releases that it's both shows for 1 ticket. So I'm hoping that means we've got a separate hall for EGX and Comic-Con continues as is, and we actually get more event for our money. And it's not just going to be crammed into those 2 very crowded halls that are already there.
There is a food hall there that's part of Comic-Con that was just... I mean, I don't remember it normally being like this, but it was just row after row after row of food tables and like a few...
I think that's been there the last couple. That's where they used to have like the the proper companies coming in and showing stuff, and when they stopped coming because they don't do conventions anymore, they just replaced it with picnic tables. That's been there the last couple. I think.
So ship them out, put some games in, let people starve. Sorted.
I mean, I always do go out to the bagel place and get myself a bagel.
Yeah,
so,
same. So we'll be fine, won't we?
I don't need to eat street food in there. But yeah, it was Comic-Con as Comic-Con normally is. I did have my worst ever Comic-Con experience that I've ever had, because I did 2 panels this time. So we did our normal neurodiversity one in the Friday afternoon slot rather than our normal Sunday afternoon slot. So it was a little bit slow when we sat down, and it was like only a third full. I was a little bit, oh God, no one's come. But by the end, we were pretty full like we normally are. I think it was a combination of we were on a different day to what we normally are, and they swapped our stage last minute. We were supposed to be on the creator stage, and then when we got there, we were on the live stage, but all of the website stuff said creator stage, and I think it took people a little time to find us as well. But by the end, we were fine on that one. But then I had a second one, and Pab, because I've not spoken to you about this, Anna and Sheepdog both already know, we're gonna operate a little bit of a quiz. So I did a second panel. It was to do with I can't remember the name of the panel. That's not really relevant.
Advocacy, wasn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Advocacy. It was an advocacy panel. But it was a 5 p.m. kickoff on the first day of the show. The show closes at 6 p.m. My panel started at 5 p.m. 2 floors up in the Platinum Suites. So not down on the show floor of the XL, 2 floors up in the Platinum Suites. And it was an industry panel. So it was only for industry, creators, and press. They're the only people who were allowed in. And started at 5, show closes at 6. How many people do you think came to that panel, Pabby?
Well, I want to say no more than a dozen.
Lower.
And I'd say half of them were looking for the toilets.
Lower.
4.
Lower.
2.
Lower.
1.
Lower.
1.
0 people turned up for the panel, but the moderator, after 5 minutes of us sitting there going, well, it doesn't look like anyone's coming, he was like, well, we'll crack on anyway then. So we did the panel anyway, and then halfway through, someone opened the door and stuck their head in, very much looking like they were looking for the toilet. He immediately latched onto him. Come on in, come and take a seat. He even said to him, come on in, come and take a seat. It's just friends and family and entourage in here at the moment. You're the first proper guest. Come on in. We'll do personalised introductions. So he sat this poor girl down in the front row. We're halfway through the panel at the moment that we've done to nobody. And we then had to give her personalised instructions and then just slip back in and finish the panel. And that was it.
I would have left.
I mean, to her, it looked like you were like rehearsing a panel for the day after.
there was probably 4 or 5 people sat in front of us who were like people who'd come with the rest of us who were on the panel. Nobody came with me because I'm a cool dude. I don't need an entourage, but there was a little bit of entourage there. But yeah, there was no one actually legitimately there to watch it. And this poor girl, I'm certain she was either looking for the creator room because she wanted a cookie, or was looking for a toilet. And yeah, she got dragged in. And we finished the panel. So, I mean, it actually, as panels go, went quite well, I thought. I had some very insightful things to say. There's no evidence of them anywhere. It wasn't filmed, and nobody was there.
Oh, my goodness.
I suspect in future, I mean, they did say, maybe this is a panel that we don't need to make an industry-only one. I think if we did this down on the show floor, it might have got a few more people turn up. Yeah, I think it might have done. And
because realistically, you think we're not there at that time.
Oh no, nobody. If you're still there at gone 5 p.m. on the Friday, that means you're working there. And if you're working there, you can't go and watch a panel. So everyone who potentially could have gone was either still working on their stall or had gone home. Press are already writing it up. Creators are already out on the booze. And industry are there working. So yeah, it was the graveyardiest of graveyard slots. And it was, how much I love awkwardness. It was deliciously awkward when he said, "I guess we'll just crack on anyway." My eyes lit up because everyone else looked terrified, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing. We're going to do the panel to nobody." I'm there with my microphone in my hand. No one else used their microphone, so I put mine down. I was ready to do it into the microphone with nobody there. I was well up for it. It was so awkward. It was amazing. But yeah, that was a new low for me professionally. Doing a panel for nobody. It was great.
I got to see
But
what
the rest
happens
of the show was awesome.
at the end of the event. Like when they tell everyone to get out and it closes and the doors shut. I was there after that on one of the nights, and that was quite interesting. Just watching everyone claps when the last guest leaves the room. Everyone has a good clap to each other.
How do they know it's the last guest? You were still in there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you should have gone, "Oh, whoa, I'm still here.
just whip my mask off. And
I'm
it's just my
nobody
face under it
important.
again.
I'm still here. Don't clap yet. Wait for me to leave."
No, I stayed. They were like, all guests must be out now, all children must be out now, and they kept repeating that.
What were you
and
doing?
after-
Hiding under a box or something?
They were like, no, I just sat there hiding in
Hiding
plain
in the
sight.
TARDIS?
And then they said, the show is now closed, and everyone was like, woo, clap, 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 clap. It was good.
Interesting. But yeah, that was Comic-Con.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's always a good event. We missed you, Pabby. We need
I
you
know.
there.
I was gutted to not be there. I did not miss the traveling and the whole rigmarole that goes with that. But
You wouldn't
I
have
did
enjoyed
miss
travelling
it.
back.
Would I?
You wouldn't have. There were Leeds fans
Oh.
everywhere. It was horrendous. Do you know?
They wouldn't
Really?
be going his way, would they?
Well, of course they
Yeah,
would.
probably.
No, they wouldn't. They'd be going up the other side, surely.
could-
They'd be going
yes,
up the East
they
Coast
would, but
Main Line.
Both
certain
my
ones-
train and
certain
my
ones
friend who
leave up
lives
that
near
way,
Pab's train were heaving with them. On my train, they all just reeked of booze. And do you know what I did?
And sadness.
I went to the station. I walked the length of one train from like the first door I could get on to the next door. Just walked down the middle of the train, like knocking people with my bag the whole time. Just got off the end of the train thinking I'm not.
Were you singing "When the Saints Go Marching In" the whole way?
I'd seen like one seat that was available, and it was just surrounded by people. So I just got off, and then I got on another train, and I walked the length of that train. And I was just like, oh, for goodness sake, how many trains am I willing to walk before I find a seat that I'm comfortable with? But right at the end of this train, I found two seats next to each other that weren't in use, and I just waited till the train moved. But yeah, there were so many Leeds fans, and they were all in quite good spirits considering they just lost, but they were drunk as anything. And I kept thinking, like, I'd picked this seat that said it was reserved, but no one claimed it, so I thought they probably got nicked or something, have they? But yeah, it was a long journey of just beer smell in the air. I don't know what you said about me a minute ago. I'm ignoring that, by the way. But yeah, no, it was heaving with lager. I was knackered by the time I got home. I had like a ringing in my ears for hours afterwards. It was a good weekend. But Pab would have hated his journey.
And then on the Saturday, me and Anna, rather than going jam shopping, we went to the worst event in the history of the world.
I'm
Yes,
surprised
we
you
did.
didn't do any social media stuff about it, Kev. You've been awfully quiet.
Yeah,
about that.
over 1 million views on my TikTok over the weekend. We got in the Sun newspaper. That was a moral decision that I had to make on Saturday night. Goodness me, I still don't know if I made the right decision. I was talking about it on stream last night. So, quick backstory for those of you who don't follow me on TikTok, and if you don't follow me on TikTok, you are in the wrong. Get us followed. But we went to an event called Brickfest Live at the NEC, which advertised
We went
itself
really
as
early as well.
as the UK's largest brick festival. It was £40 for me and Anna to get in on our VIP early entry tickets. Got there 9 o'clock Saturday morning, and it was just like it was like walking in early to a kid's birthday party that was still setting up. There was just piles of loose Lego on the floor and a bouncy castle, and then one shop that was just selling overpriced sets for kids, and there was nothing else there. And we did a lap. It took us maybe 5 minutes. I made a very angry TikTok. I was so visibly angry walking around this event that more than one person stopped me and said, "You're hating this as much as I am, aren't you?" And I was actually having conversations with strangers because we were
Kevin
all
was
so
talking.
annoyed. Yeah, we were all so annoyed. I even went and spoke to the event organizer because I was so annoyed at how bad his event was. Still haven't got my money back. Not very happy about that either. But made a TikTok about it, absolutely raging about it. Got loads and loads of views. And then Saturday evening, got a DM from someone at The Sun saying, I've seen your TikTok. I'd like to do an article about it. Is that okay? And I was like, all right, here we go. So firstly, The Sun don't normally ask for permission, so this is a novelty. I've turned them down for so many things so many times over the years. I do have a blanket don't work with The Sun policy. However, this event was an actual con. It was ripping people off, and it was still running for 2 more days. So it was Saturday night, and it was still due to run Sunday and Monday. So I was torn between my policy of don't work with The Sun, but also want to get the message out to as many people as possible, not to get ripped off the way we were ripped off. So after toying with it for an hour or so, I sent them the worst DM of my life back saying, yes, that's fine. and they did a little article about it. I did not take any money from them.
No, no.
I wouldn't have taken any money if it was offered. It wasn't. But I wouldn't have taken money from them, and I won't make a habit of working with them, boys and girls, but I did. And I would like to think what I'm really getting at is I want one person to say, actually, Kev, I did see the bit in The Sun. I don't follow you on TikTok, but I saw the bit in The Sun and you saved me money. If it saved just one person, it was worth selling my soul for.
Like I said,
it
featured on one of my
it went properly viral. There was people coming out of the woodwork from years ago off the back of this viral TikTok. There was one guy, I forget his name, I am a monster, who said, "Oh my god, it's Kev. I've not seen anything from you since the Hogs versus Bunnies days." On the old forum, like, I mean, that must be.
And I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, that must be over 10 years ago. Odd Gamer.
Resurfaced
said,
yeah.
My word, I've not seen you for years since the forum. So there were people who were like, "Oh my god, it's Kev 10 years later." So it properly went viral. There's no way they're listening, because they haven't listened for 10 years. They made that very clear. It was a strange experience. It's the first time I've properly gone viral on TikTok and not had loads of people hate me for it. Because the only other times it's happened, it's gone hate viral, where people have just decided to hurl abuse at us. But this one, it's like we're hurling the abuse with them at the monsters who arranged this event. And like I say, at the moment, no refunds have been given, but fingers crossed they will be. But it was comfortably the worst event I've ever been to. It was worse than that Play Expo that we went to at Norbreck in Blackpool all those years ago.
Oh god,
where
that was terrible. Jesus,
where we did the lap in 20 minutes and then left. It was worse than that.
There was things to buy
there was
there.
things there at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bought bubble tea there. That was previously the worst convention I'd ever been to, though.
For me, I got to revisit the place where I had my first kiss with my wife, so that was like the highlight of that event.
And we also found a Delane bus in the toy shop. So the weekend in Blackpool was great, but that convention had previously occupied number one spot on worst conventions I'd ever been to.
Was doing.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's how bad it was. But this one was 10 times worse. It was so awful. Yeah, and also, thinking about it, most expensive convention ticket I've ever bought as well, because we don't pay to get into EGX and Comic Con and all that stuff. We very rarely have to buy tickets to get into events, but we did buy tickets for this one. We got the VIP tickets for this one, £40 each, plus another tenner to park at the NEC. So 90 quid for us to be in there for 10 minutes. It was rubbish.
I made him go and see monkeys, didn't we, Kevin?
Yeah, we went to see the monkey film afterwards, and that was nonsense, but I enjoyed them talking monkeys. The storyline was nonsense.
My favourite bit of your TikTok is that when you're walking around ranting, there's a woman in the background who I think can just visibly see that you're ranting about it, but she works there and she can't really do much more than just watch you do it. She can't stop you. It was brilliant just watching it.
They work at the NEC. They don't work for the company.
Right, okay.
I find out.
Yeah, I was very careful to rant at the right people.
Yeah, she was just in the background, just watching you do your video, and I just thought she worked there, and I was, she just looks as torn as anyone. Like she probably knows it's rubbish.
No, I did speak to the event organizer. He was very rude, and I can't say any more about him without getting sued potentially. But yeah, there were things about him I didn't care for, and yeah, but I was very careful to be very polite to everyone leading me up to him. It was, I get you probably just work here, but can you point me towards the event organizer, please? And I eventually got to the guy, and oh, I better get my refund. I'm not letting this go. I want my refund.
We have a question I meant to ask you that I've only just remembered. It was in my head and it kept just going. Are you sure this wasn't like GoFest where you're supposed to have your phone out and it was all virtual?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Because that'd be my thing if I was him. I'd be
Well, yeah, the
whacking
thing
together
is-
the best AR game now I can imagine and be like, it's not my fault he didn't get his phone out, moron.
No, the website had like life size statues of like Woody and other things like that, and there was nothing like that there.
There was a couple of Pokemon and a fire truck that had been made out of Lego, and then a dinosaur bit at the front that you can see. The only bit you can see from the walkway before you buy your ticket to come in is it is quite a cool dinosaur display, but it's all carefully walled off, and then we get around the other side of it and it's just dross.
Yeah,
Watch the TikTok, boys and girls.
I had to make I went to make a mosaic that this lady pulled me into because no one else was there, and I went to make the Mario mushroom, and she was like, oh yeah, that's a good one, but we have no black or no brown brick, and the outline was black.
Yeah, Anna was.
Why?
I didn't even include that in the TikTok, but Anna was the very first person of the entire event to do one of these mosaic tiles. And following the instructions they gave her, they did not have the pieces she needed to do it. She had to just make it up. First person of the entire 3-day long event. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that just about concludes my my stealth attempt to convert this into just a general conversation podcast that's nothing to do with games. The only games I've played this week were Football Manager. I have played 4 different Football Manager games. 24,
Wow.
14, 19, and 21, because I'm doing a video for the Euros.
Oh, I see.
14.
So I've holidayed FM14 forward for 10 years and seen what
see.
seen what Football Manager 2014 predicted the squads would be for various.
How does that
nations
run
and
on a
stuff.
supercomputer?
Pretty quick.
Yeah. I bet it's well good
Doesn't
playing
take
the
long.
older ones on a newer computer, actually. Like, I can just imagine it whizzing through. Because if you just settle for the fact it's not the most up-to-date players and it won't be after 5 seconds anyway, it must be pretty much
The problem
same,
is
right?
the older ones aren't really optimized for modern systems, so it doesn't utilize all of my cores. It doesn't even like the 4K. I had to change my resolution down to 1080p for FM14.
Oh, wow.
It did not like being played on a 4K monitor. So yeah, it's not as impressive as you would expect it to be. Even FM24 isn't properly optimized for modern computers. Fingers crossed 25 will be, boys and girls, when that comes. Wouldn't that be a
Yeah.
thing?
I think that would probably be something that would help me get back into it.
So there you go. That concludes my gaming week, boys and girls.
Good work. I have played something different from. I've been playing Suika game non-stop as always. Your Saturday while you were at your Brick Fest, getting upset, I said to my friends, I might not come to Comic-Con on the Saturday. I'm a bit knackered. I've learned that the reason I don't buy anything on a Friday is because it's like being hit by a truck. I just get a bit broken, and then I need that Saturday where we wander around London to kind of recover so that I can go in on Sunday, and having watched you lot spend thousands in London, feel a bit ready to buy stuff and be normal again. But on the Saturday, I thought, well, maybe I'll wake up when they wake up and I'll feel a bit better. And when I woke up, I was like, oh, I wonder what time it is. It feels early. Looked at my phone and it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they'd been at their event selling for like 4 or 5 hours at this point or whatever it is. And yeah, I'd overslept somewhat. So all I did was wander around barking for about an hour and then go back and just sit there playing Suika game on my own and watching
What
Netflix.
a wonderful weekend. I wandered around Barking for an hour. Lovely.
I went and got a Greg's. And then
He wasn't staying in Barking, boys and girls. He means he was woofing like a dog wandering around.
That's what I thought. I was like, he was
Oh,
walking that
I
far.
completely didn't even think about that. Thank you for correcting the story. Gordon Bennett, that's insane. That's why they call me
That's
Sheepdog.
why you were barking for an hour.
Yeah, I'm the only one here who knows that's where your Airbnb was, Sheepdog.
God, that's lucky. I missed out a pivotal part of the story there.
Oh gosh.
That's probably the longest I've spent just in an Airbnb, just on my own, doing nothing. It was interesting being in there.
See, that's what I do on a Saturday. I love it. It's
It's
great.
good. It's good. I might have to take the Anna route in future, but Yeah, and then so as I say, I was playing Suika. I don't think we played anything in the night. I think we just chilled. I was watching films and stuff, doing all my TikTok stuff. I should take this opportunity to talk about the Kickstarter, Kev. You mentioned it earlier on. We're at 56% funded now as of Wednesday night, so we're over halfway there. I really want to smash this. I was saying to my friend earlier, I want to get to like 700%, please. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do or anything, but I want to get to 700%. That's the aim. I don't know why that number. I just decided that's the number. 700.
I mean, what a remarkable outcome. You'd like the option that makes you the most money. How unexpected.
I could have said like 900, 1200. I don't know. I've decided 700 is my personal target. That's what I feel like we should be able to achieve.
So if I get you to 700, can I have everything I get you on top of 700?
Oh, you can have my cut of it. If you get us to 700%, you can have my cut of everything over 700%.
Interesting. I'm not going to confirm or deny now. I'm going to ponder that. I'm going to let my lawyers run that over.
Because I feel like that would be fine. But yeah, no, it's been really fun. I've sent like 1 billion emails, as you can imagine, to get us into different random news places. And yeah, I've been doing a few TikToks and a few tweets and a few bits and bobs on Reddit and everything. And I'm sorry if you're already getting bored of that. I don't really know what else we're supposed to do at this point. What I should probably do is I get the pledge list and I can see who's pledged and who hasn't. And if someone's name's on there, I should probably add them to like a don't share this with them kind of thing or something. I don't know. There must be a way to just not include someone in a broadcast. It's been fun though. It's been fun like promoting it and showing off the artwork and all that stuff. And people got to get some parts of it at Comic-Con. There was like a zine that we gave out, which, you asked me what the hell's a zine. I happened to hear my friends over talking about it, and they were saying it's basically a small magazine. That's why it's called a zine.
I'm pretty sure one would
Sure,
have
it's a
said that
zine.
as a zine. I specifically said, what's a zine?
Zine, sorry. I don't know.
What's a zine?
Do you know what I did? My brain's got confused there because I was calling it a zine, and then someone was telling me that Americans kept calling it zines, and they had to keep correcting them because it was magazine, zine. And I've just got confused when telling the story because I think I'm still thrown by that barking thing from before. That's ruined me. I've lost the ability to speak. So gaming wise,
just woof instead then.
Sorry,
just woof instead then. You'll be fine.
Gaming wise, one thing that I got to play this week, I think I have spoken about it before, but I haven't played as much of it as I got to play this week. I backed the Billie Bust Up Kickstarter where they did a fundraiser to they wanted to get an orchestra to redo all of their songs. Which, I mean, the people who are making that are having the time of their life. They put this Kickstarter out with a target of getting X to pay an orchestra. That went absolutely nuts. So they're going over to America to watch this orchestra play all of their songs like perfectly, and they're going to record it all, and it's going to go into the game and really shush it up a bit. But as part of that, when I funded it, I paid for the bit that gave me access to the pre-alpha build, and I get like a book of all the design of the game when it's finished, so like just all the way they designed everything. Because to me, that's really interesting. I want to know how they did it, and it'd be really cool to see. But yeah, I played the pre-alpha build, and I've said before that if you go on Spotify and look up Billie Bust Up, there are three songs on there. There's definitely 2 songs on there, and then I don't know whether the third one's on there yet, but it's on like TikTok and everything. If you search it on TikTok as well, you'll see the video of one of the bosses that I've played. But there's a boss where this like grumpy character singing a song about how he's had enough and he hates you, and he's like a stage actor manager person, and he's singing is what's happening in kind of the boss fight. You're supposed to be avoiding like strings and things coming in trying to attack you, and I don't actually know how to attack him back on this. I've really struggled. I did a few attempts trying to beat this one and kept failing. I think I need to go and look up what you're supposed to do because obviously it's a demo, it doesn't have any information on it. But there's a song called A Million Gruesome Ways to Die, which is a fantastic song, and the level on that is fantastic as well. It's a bit like it's from the perspective of you're running away from them moving behind you, so it's a bit like that scene in The Lion King where the wildebeest are chasing Simba. So you're being chased by this big giant black owl that's telling you that to join his party you need to die, and there's loads of ways you could do it, and pick one and he'll make it happen. And yeah, it's a fantastic level because it does all sorts of like twists and turns, and you got to jump through things, and it's just the perspective is different to what you're used to, so it makes it even harder. The words of the song are in perfect time, so if you happen to stop and like delay a moment, the song won't keep going. And the more you keep going, it'll go in time with it, and it's just really good. It'll be singing about stuff that you're passing, that's happening, that you're trying to avoid. And it's a great song as well, so it doesn't matter if you die a few times because you'll get the song stuck in your head because it's a great song. And then the third bit was, there wasn't any game in the third bit. It was like an extended cutscene just showing you that the graphics, the characters, that kind of thing. But it was very, very cool, and I just recommend looking it up on Spotify, on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. And follow them on Twitter. Anyway, really, because basically they've just got some really, really cool stuff on there. They're really funny, really kind people. I also got Ollie one of the plushies for their characters because he was really into it as well. Got him like a glow-in-the-dark version of the owl from the level. But yeah, I can't wait to play this properly because the levels are really clever. The story seems really fun. It's funny as well. And yeah, I think you'll enjoy the clips you see online if you look it up. Other than that, I think I've been playing Aiden Chronicles, but there's not really much to talk about on it. It's not that exciting, and I feel a bit like I don't really think I should keep playing it because I'd rather have something more exciting to talk about on the show. Not that that's the only reason I play a game, but you get what I mean. It's like I don't want to be like, it's an RPG, I did this, can't talk about the plot. Nah, it's not as exciting as I was hoping it would be. I was looking up the other day that Suikoden 1 and 2 have been postponed a little bit, I think, or I'm confused now because I think when I was reading that I couldn't decide whether it was an old article or not. But that's supposed to be coming out at the end of the year. And I think I just want that rather than this because that's what I knew and liked. So, meh. But yeah, that's my lot. Go back to Kickstarter. You'll have seen the links everywhere. Please support it. Pad put it in the show even this week and last week. So,
Yep.
Click on that. Go backers, help us out. And I'll personally thank you if I see it. But yeah, Pab, Anna, up to you.
Oh. Well, Anna, do you want to go?
Not really. What have I done?
You've been playing game. You stayed up until the sun came up playing
yes,
games
I did.
last night.
Yes,
Didn't. What? Wow.
Yes, but it's nothing new.
It doesn't matter.
Cool.
It's more than I've played.
Well, I played at first. I played that weird game on Xbox that the new one came out. I forget what it's called. With
Hellblade 2.
I tried to play the first one.
Right.
I turned it off after about an hour. Didn't like it. It's just very slow. I'm just like, get on with it. I understand that you're trying to find your husband. Great, and it's just very slow. And then I didn't like the puzzles in it because it messes with my eyeballs. It just seems like a little bit of a glorified walkathon, and I couldn't be bothered. So I turned that off, turned the Xbox off, because there's not really anything on the Xbox to play that I can't play on the PlayStation. And then I went to, what did I go to? Horizon, Forbidden West. I've put 165 hours into that game.
That's insane. I don't understand how that's possible, Anna. What have you been doing?
I don't know. That is on 2 saves, but I don't know. I don't know how I've put that many hours into this game. I don't know.
I think I platinumed it in 60, so
yeah. Yeah, I've put a lot of hours into it, and I've only got to I want to say Act 3, the start of Act 3, maybe, or maybe Act 2. I got all the 3 things that I had to get, and then I just stopped playing. I don't know why. I just went, okay, fine. I can't bother with just taking that and going, no, can't bother. It just seems like a lot of work, so I just don't play it. But I'm going through it again. Like I said, I've on this save it's on the save I'm doing is still on my original account, so I am still picking up trophies if and when they pop. But I'm just going through that, and I'm experiencing new things and seeing different things just by doing some side quests that I didn't really go to. But yeah, I've put a lot of hours into that game and not finished it. But then I got not bored of it, but I just wanted something that I knew and could just not think about. So yesterday I installed Spider-Man 2 and played it till 3 in the morning. 2 minutes past 3, I turned that off.
Have you already completed it, or is this
No,
like...
I'm 28%.
No, I meant previously, sorry.
Oh yeah, I've finished this. I've done like
Okay.
100% of all the. I've done 100% of the stories, but I never finished all the activities because I didn't understand how the flying worked. I didn't like it. I turned it on this time. I was like, right, let me look at the settings. Let me go and have a look. What's missing or what I'm missing? And I went into the settings, and the flying is inverted to the y-axis. I can't work with that.
Oh,
So I've turned that off, and now the flying
that makes sense.
is my main transversal thing that I'm doing. Yeah.
Yep.
But in the
same.
first game, I just hated the flying, and obviously there's activities that you need to do with flying, and I just couldn't do it because I can't work with it. I can't have anything inverted because it just doesn't work in my head for anything. And I didn't realize that that it's automatically put on the y-axis invertedness, like that is standard. I don't know how people play like that. Oh my god, it breaks me. But yeah, I've turned that off, and now I am just flying. Sorry, the pun, through the game. I'm like 29% through the story. I only turned it on yesterday. I've just been hammering story after story after story beat and just doing it. And because obviously I know this game, I've played it, but this time hopefully I can get it and do like 100% and just I enjoy Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like a Fallout game. It's just a safe game that I understand. I know how it works, and yeah, turning that y-axis off is cheered me up knowing, because I was like debating it. I really don't like the flying in this game. I know it's a new thing that they've put in. Found that setting, loving it, great. Why they turned that on, I don't know. Don't put inverted things on. Ugh.
Do you think now it's possible to platinum?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now I understand. I can work it now. Every time I would press triangle, I would just head for the floor, like straight into the floor, because I didn't understand that down is like up is that. It doesn't work in my brain. If I'm pressing up, I want to go up. If I'm pressing down, I want to go down. I don't like this nonsense. But yeah, possibly this now will be a platinum. Now I understand how it works. But yeah, I do like Spider-Man. Like I was just going through it today, and like, you know how like on top of buildings or in alleyways, there's these blue boxes, not blue boxes, they're black boxes, but they have blue lights. And yes. I was just standing next to a few of them, and like obviously getting the loot out of it. But I was looking in the windows, and like this one window, there's this woman doing exercise. I was like, I've never really looked into the detail of Spider-Man, but this woman, like I could see, like normally it's just a static picture that they've put in to make it look like there's something going on in this room. But this woman was actually doing exercise in the room that this box was next to, and I was like, oh my god, that's mental. And another thing I've noticed, I don't know if this is my TV, but the yellow taxis are lime green. Kevin, stop texting me because it's coming through.
I only texted you once. Just turn your phone on silent.
It's not my phone, it's my iPad. I don't know how to turn my iPad onto silent. So my taxis are lime green. I don't know whether that's my eyes going because I'm getting older, but they certainly don't look yellow.
That sounds strange.
Sounds like your telly's broken.
It does sound a bit weird.
That seems odd because but if it's only that, if I feel like if yellows looked green, then other things would look different as well. I would say. What colour's the grass looking?
Green.
The grass looks green,
but the taxis look lime green.
That's weird.
Like, because not obviously you don't use the taxis; they're just there for obviously the traffic. But I was just going, that's lime green. That's not yellow. That's weird. Never noticed that before. But then again, we don't know what universe we're in. We could be in any of the infinite universes, and maybe this one
I mean,
I'm green.
I would, yeah, you're right. You could be right, but I would guess that they would want New York to be as genuine, like authentic as possible, and probably make the taxis yellow.
Maybe it was because I was up
Seems
till
weird.
3, but to me they look
Maybe.
lime green.
Yeah.
I had the surge just to sit there. Kevin's like, I'm going to bed. I was like, okay, I'll be there soon. I looked at the clock and it was 3, and I was like, that's not right. I don't know how this has happened because I was just playing this bit of the game. But I really wish that the black cat was in it a bit more. I do like her, but obviously things happen. She's not there. But there's no DLC out for this yet, which I'm sad about. Like, I hope they bring.
So.
No, I hope they bring something out. I just want to play it. I did get a new Paper Mario, but I was having a bit of a wobble and didn't play it. I was basically asleep through half of the story at the start, and I don't know what's happening. So I've turned it off, but I will go back to it. But I just having one of them weeks that things haven't gone right, and I just need to go back and start again, and then we will see how big the new Paper Mario is. But again, the old Paper Mario came out in 2019, and I only got halfway through it in 2024. So, time. But I am now Legoing. I think this is the only Lego I've done this week, except for the
Milky.
Yeah, because I'm doing the Milky Way on stream, and after that I just want to go and play games. So I've done most of that. It's really fun. Like if you have something like a spare wall and you want to put something on it, get the Milky Way. It's so fun to build. There's so many it's just like all the Lego they made, and they go here's some different colours. Now make this beautiful, colourful thing with all the different things. Because there's carrots in here, there's hairbrushes in here, and then there's the normal bricks, there's sparkly bricks, there's hearts, there's stars, there's just these weird things. But I love it. It's great. But I'm 1, 2, 3. I have I have 6 more panels to make. So I should finish that I want to say tomorrow.
It'll be finished before this podcast comes out.
Yeah. So that will be fun. And I've now nearly finished. Today I bought because I was trying to find the houses of the world, which were gift for purchases before I started enjoying Lego. So obviously I've been looking for them, and I won't pay more than £25 for one. And now I've got all of them, so I'm happy about that.
Very good.
Obviously. I think Kevin gave me one, and then I was just like, right, I need all of these now because they all look spectacular. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, there's only 4, but then there's the flower shop and the fruit shop. And now I just get the other one, and I'll be super happy, and that'd be my first collection of things. And then I've just been at the moment I'm making. Hold on, let me get the box. I am making. Doesn't say, but it says Disney, and I'm making characters from Moana, Pocahontas, Beauty and the Beast, and Nemo. Finding Nemo, and I just built the turtle, and now I'm building Nemo. So, and then after the podcast, I would go back downstairs and get back into the Mr. Spider-Man because it is fun. And that's
Fair
me.
enough.
So over to you.
Oh, what have I played this week? It's been so much. I've been very torn this week with games. So the new season of Fortnite came out. Chapter 5, season 3. And it's called something like Wrecked or something like that. The title of it. And there's power armor in it now. You can unlock power armor on the battle pass. Magneto's on the battle pass.
That's such a mixture. My gosh.
Yes, but it's like apocalyptic Mad Max style of
Okay.
gameplay is what they're going for. So there's a huge like desert storm comes over the bottom of the map.
Is that like
And-
the circle?
No. I'm saying that like the map is there's like a load of sand on the bottom half of the map
Oh,
now.
okay.
It's all like dunes of a desert on the bottom half of the map as it
Okay.
stands now. A lot of things have all been like the train doesn't run anymore. The train's been tipped off the tracks. And now to see it's very car based season. It's a car based season where you get in a car in any sort of vehicle. The battle bus is but you can get in a battle bus and drive that, and then you put on like a cow shunter or whatever it's called, or spiked bumpers.
Yeah.
Or you can do that. Either one of them. Put two different types of tires: bulletproof tires or mountaineering tires, like proper springy, like you can get up cliff sides with it. And then you can have either a grenade launcher on it or a machine gun.
Fair enough.
And that's pretty much all you do for the entire game. Is you just drive around shooting things. And it's pretty awful. I'm not gonna lie. It is possibly the worst thing. That, trust me, I got an email. I looked at my emails this morning. It said, "You play a lot of Fortnite. Do you want to do a survey?" I went, "God,
Yes.
do I? Can't wait." I clicked through, and it went, "This is a Fall Guys survey." I went, "Oh, come on! This is." I got tricked into doing a Fall Guys survey, thinking it would lead me to a Fortnite survey. But from what I've seen, it doesn't seem very well liked right now. So
okay.
yes, I don't think it is. I could be completely wrong, but it's just not. It's not overly skill based. It's not overly skill based either, because you're just driving around, just spamming guns. And like I say, we're in week one, so they could change things. They can't change things too much because I imagine quests and battle pass stuff is all reliant on certain things you to unlock. So they're not just going to go right, get rid of the cars, because I bet certain quests and stuff like that rely on you having to do certain things in these vehicles. But yeah, it's just it's to the point where it's like we might not play this season, and I'm gutted because, like I say, I like, this is my game. This is the game I play. Like Kev plays Football Manager. Well, sort of, but this is what I do, and to suddenly not have that to do anymore, and sometimes it's okay. You get the odd game, but like maybe one in the on average, I would say I probably play maybe 5, maybe 6 games a night at best. Maybe one of them games in an evening is okay. The rest of them are just awful. It's like, why would you do that? So we might be looking for other games again. I might have to try and look at Apex Legends again. But last time we did that,
what
we got
about
stopped.
Helldivers? Don't you
I play
like that?
Helldivers, but I don't play Helldivers with my Fortnite people.
Oh, I see.
So, that's the thing. So I have played a little bit of Helldivers, but it's yeah. So yeah, massively disappointed with that one. Really, I just hope that updates come through and the feedback is like, it's just if you wanted to make Twisted Metal or something like that, to make Twisted Metal, don't put it into your game that's massively popular and is a shooter. Like it's really irrelevant. If you don't have a car, you don't exist in the game. You will just get run over, shot with the guns. And if you like you say, there are like power fists in the game, which give you like the ability to you can punch really hard with them and smash through walls, or you can punch into the air and you kind of can move quite quickly in it. But you only have 4 charges on that, and the car just goes. And
don't you have to get fuel or anything for your
you have fuel, yes, there is fuel in the game, but there are also a lot of there's boost rings on the map, and then you go for a boost ring, it fills your fuel up, but there's also gas stations around the map which you can pull up at, and it auto fills your car for you.
That seems like they should stop doing that.
It's just really not I'm not the driver of the duo that I play with. I'm not the driver, but also I'm not very good at shooting either. So my friend said, I'm going to shoot, you drive. So suddenly I'm driving, but I've never driven in this game. I don't drive places in the game because I'm not very good at I'm okay at it, but I'm also, I said this with Helldivers in the past as well, I'm very much just a soldier at Helldivers. I'm not a leader in Helldivers. I want someone to tell me where to go, where to point the gun at. I don't want to be the one making the decisions of where we need to go and what we're going to do, because I just don't have it in me to watch the map and study it and be strategic as to where we should or shouldn't go.
Yeah.
So I find myself just regularly just driving where there's a road, and I could be going the opposite way where we need to go, and I'm getting shouted at because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just driving away from things, or I'm driving towards people when I shouldn't be.
Right.
So I don't know. Like I say, there's some things that I like the map. The map itself is fine. It's just a slight alteration, and I don't mind that. But I just there is no incentive to not be in a car now. The only it wants you to drive around in these cars, just spamming the guns, and that's not what I signed up for. So
no,
it's what it is. So to cheer myself up, I bought Ghost of Tsushima on PC. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima again, and I think this possibly is one of my favourite games.
Really,
it's so much fun. It's so much fun to get into. I don't know how true it is. I don't think that there's I had to sign into a PlayStation account so we could play the multiplayer, which I haven't done yet. And there's a PlayStation overlay. I don't think it's active yet, but there will be there. And I think you can transfer your save at certain points.
That'd be good if you can do that.
It would be, but I'm well into it now again. I've played 10 hours in the last few days, so I've been cracking on with it, and I've been doing. It's bringing back so many memories to go. Oh yeah, I remember this mission. Oh yes, I remember this mission. Yeah. Okay, I've got to do this now. One thing they've made some slight tweaks to it with the. I want to say your gear.
Okay.
So you have charm slots, and you equip charms to give you certain little perks, like 15% more of this or 15% more damage, or you get some resolve from taking this much damage or whatever you. And all these charm slots, you can put. You have it's like a loader of charm slots for each outfit now.
Oh, okay, so, that's quite cool.
So yeah, that's useful. So then, I have there's a stealth set armor, and I then put all the stealth charms on that one. So when I want to be stealthy and quiet and do certain things and sneak around, I then put that armor on and go into a camp and try and sneak around and do my thing. Or there's a wanderer armor which gives you get 20% more fog of war cleared on the map when you use this armor. So
that would be
when I'm wandering, when I'm just walking the map, just getting from objective to objective, I put that armor on, and then when I'm in a big fight, I put my big armor on with my charms on that help me to go towards damage or getting health back from being hit. So I didn't do that at all in the first one. I don't know if it's because of this charm thing that is like the loadout thing that I've got, but I'm doing it quite regularly. I don't know if it's just because I didn't like certain armors, but no, I don't care. I'm like, no, this armor gives me this. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm just wandering across the map and I'm just filling it out with 20% better because now I have this different gear on. So yeah, it's just so fun. The game is so much fun. And at some point, like I say, the overlay will come in, and you get the PlayStation overlay comes in, and trophy support comes online with that as well. So I'll suddenly earn 2 sets of trophies, I imagine, because if I complete it on PC, there's a good chance I'll probably platinum it on PC, and then I'll get another platinum for doing it again. So yeah, I've been playing that. It's a very good game. It's like I say, it's possibly one of my favourite games total. I would say this, Witcher 3, Control. I can't think of any others right now. So mine's gone blank. But those are my top 3 or something like that now. yeah, I just like walking around. I've not. You have a horse in this game, and I'm just wandering about. I'm just running. I like just running. I
Fair
just running
enough.
into stuff, and I've said this last time when the game came out a few years ago. But they're just the amount of things that you do. You go to like a quest marker, and it's like, oh wait a minute, there's a fox there. I'm gonna go follow that fox, and the fox takes you to a thing and it gets you an upgrade point to something. Or there's a yellow bird just appears, and the yellow bird is a symbol of something's nearby, something's of interest. Follow the bird to wherever it is, so it could be one of the hot springs, or the bamboo strikes, or the haiku points where you have to do a haiku.
Mm-hmm.
And
Or the hot springs as well,
yes,
isn't it?
the hot springs are there. Yes, yeah. And each of them they're like a collectible sort of thing, but they go towards an upgrade to something. Like the hot springs increase your health.
Yep.
The haikus. What do haikus do? Maybe give
they
you
give
more...
you headbands, don't they?
Yes, certain ones do give you headband. Maybe they do.
And resolve, is it maybe?
Yeah, resolve is the one that gives you your health. They like the little pips in the bottom corner of the screen, and every time you fill a resolve like pip, you can heal yourself in battle. And there's certain ones give you more charm slots. You unlock, you got certain things. Yeah, the fox ones. Yes, there you go. So you remember more than me. Yeah. So if you unlock certain fox dens, you will then have more charm slots available, so you can fill your charms out more. And I've started on my nonsense of photo mode. Photo mode is very good again. I mean, the game looks very good anyway.
Yeah.
The game runs absolutely perfectly smooth. It's on the high settings, and it runs solid 60. I was watching the other day, and it just doesn't drop at all. So immensely impressed with it. I mean, it's not like, I was saying this to someone on Discord earlier in the week. It's not like massive. It's not like top of the line current graphics. Like, I think Helldivers probably fidelity wise looks a little better, but the game itself just looks so pretty. And like I said, this game came out in 2020. It's 4 years old now.
Yeah.
It was a PS4 game. I don't think it's not going to be like, it's not like pristine. It's no ray tracing in the game. It's not like, say, absolutely high end fidelity right now, but it is a damn pretty game. And I just really like playing it. I just look forward to coming in from work and just getting on it for a few hours and just playing it. So I've been doing that, like I say, disappointed at Fortnite and just consoling myself with Ghost of Tsushima. Other than that, like I say, I was looking to try and sneak some other games in, some other indie games that I've heard of. But I've just not had time, and I refused. I think I've just got them on my wish list now, waiting for sales now. So at this point, so you might have to wait and see for those. But other than that is your lot from me this week.
Well, we will wrap things up there then, boys and girls. If you would like to hassle us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
You can find me at RB6K.
I'm Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week. Remember to check the Kickstarter out.
Poodle pip.
Thanks for listening, folks. Bye-bye.